"So, Father," said Sister David, and after a hurried sign of the cross, poured the tea that was stewing in the pot into a china cup and handed it to him on a saucer. "Isn't it exciting? We're all on a knife edge, waiting to see what Hitler is going to do next. On pins, so we are." "Exciting," he said. "Exciting, sister," said Sister Assumpta, wincing. Sorry. Wrong choice of words. I mean, overwhelming, terrifying, this war," she stuttered. Lily pressed her lips together and cast her eyes down as she fought to smile. "Yes, well, that's what I need to speak to Sister Assumpta about. The evacuees. Lily, do you mind?" He gestured to Lily that she should leave, with a small nod towards the door. "So you're not just here for the sheets, Father," said Sister Assumpta flatly. "You're here to talk about the evacuation programme. Whatever you got to say, you can say it in front of the girl, because there's not much to talk about, I'm afraid." Lily, standing now, hovered, uncertain what to do next. "Stop shuffling and sit down and finish your tea, Lily," said Sister Assumpta. She continued to speak, directing the full force of her words at the priest. "Father, if it comes to it, we'll all be pulling our weight, but there's a limit. We can only accommodate 20 evacuees here at St. Jude's." "Is that all?" He hooked his finger under the edge of his dog collar, as if doing so allowed himself to breathe in an extra gulp of much-needed air. Sister Assumpta's fierce dark eyebrows knitted together. "We have 15 fallen girls here. 4 of them are due to give birth in a month's time, so we will be left with 11. The classrooms are large, but there's only a certain number of beds in the dormitories. There's a limit, Father." Lily could feel herself blushing. She saw the nun glance across the room at her, and felt sure she was enjoying her discomfort. "Come now, sister, surely you can manage another dozen," said Father Donnelly. "We have discussed it, but we are a mother and baby home. We wouldn't want the evacuees to see the girls. It might upset them," interjected Sister David. Lily made a show of looking out of the windows, with the snow now drifting against the glass panes. She fixed her gaze on the expansive lawns, at the overgrown rock garden with grass clumping up between the granite stones, and the lopsided statue of Our Lady, now wearing a white cap, set back in a small ivy-covered grotto. She felt she ought not to be interested in the discussion going on around her, though of course she was. Fallen girls! How shocking! And there had been so much talk at home as to whether her younger brother and sister should be evacuated, since war had been declared 6 months earlier, and the decision to keep them in Liverpool had been a constant source of argument between her parents. "Sister, we have a duty to our children in Liverpool to educate and accommodate them when the bombing gets underway, as I say it will. Soon enough, most likely. St. Joseph's in Hertfordshire have drawn up plans. In Wales the nuns have already sent out letters. St. Mary the Virgin in Derbyshire have got the decorators in. And what you propose to do about the fallen girls? They don't stop getting pregnant just because there's a war on," said Assumpta. She turned to Lily. "Do you know any fallen girls? I'm sure you do. There's always one mysteriously leaves school without explanation or apology, isn't there?" I couldn't rightly say," stuttered Lily. She sipped the weak tea and prayed the nun would stop asking her questions, looked outside again, and hoped it would seem as though she had a sudden fascination with the red squirrel zigzagging up the trunk of a pine tree. There was a knock on the door, and a girl with pale skin freckling about her lips and long curtains of limp red hair came in to collect the tray. She held it in front of her bump, but there was no hiding the fact that she was at least 7 months pregnant. Lily, shocked, looked at her and met her gaze momentarily, but the girl's eyes darted away. Sister Assumpta flinched as the girl picked up the tray unsteadily, making the crockery rattle. "Take this. That'll be all, Doreen," she snapped. "Lily, get the door for Doreen and wait outside," said Father Donnelly firmly. Lily did as she was told and sat on a rickety chair in the corridor. Looking through a diamond-patterned window, she saw the girl's hunched figure scurrying across the lawn, creating footprints in the snow. In the parlour, meanwhile, Sister David was trying to